Alright, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is, of course, HD StarCraft, and I'm here to come out with the Zerg new units video and new changes here in Heart of the Swarm. Now, once again, like I said before, this is about a day late. I do apologize if you guys have already seen any update videos or you guys are already up to date with everything, then you guys can just skip the video. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter to me. I don't care. But if you guys want to stay tuned and watch, this is for you guys who haven't seen it yet. Or if you guys just want to see me play around with the new unit. So here we go. The biggest change of all to Zerg is Hydralisks now having a speed upgrade at Lair. Unbelievable. That is unreal. So now basically the Hydras are back to the way they were in Brood War, which means they are insanely good. This structure is so weird. I'm just going to kill it off because I'm not used to seeing it. Nidus Destroyer goes down. So the Hydralisk now can move fast off of creep, which is amazing. Do you guys have any idea how this completely changes the landscape of Zerg versus Protoss? Because it completely changes the landscape of Zerg versus Protoss. Now you're going to see Zerg players play around more with Hydras against Protoss. You already were seeing it, but now it's gonna be so much better. It's really gonna change the way Protoss have to think about competing against Zerg, because speed Hydras are insanely good in the hands of someone who can micro well, dodge storms, dodge Colossus, and basically control them very good. So that's one of the biggest changes here. Hydra speed now requires layer tech. So good. ZVP now is going to take a whole new change. Cannot wait to see how it's going to look. Mutalisks, their speed has been increased from 3.75 to 4. The acceleration remains the same at 3.5. So let's just go ahead and make a couple of Mutalisks here. And you can see here they are a little bit faster, actually. That's kind of nice. So, yeah, their speed has been increased. That just makes it a little bit easier to control them against Storm, to go ahead and micro in and dart in and out and kill off enemy workers. So let's go ahead and say this Zerg player has a lot of drones, and we're in a Jaedong versus Effort ZVZ from Brood War. By the way, one of the newest, craziest news to come out here is Jaedong is now part of Team EG. Are you kidding me? Jaedong is now part of Evil Genius's Jaedong. And I mean, Evil Genius is just picking up players left and right. It's crazy. But there you guys can see it's pretty easy to mount a micro with the new speed. I can just kind of dart in and out and pick off drones, no problem. And that's pretty nice. So there it is. And Mutalisks have a little bit more speed. Hydras now have speed at Lair. Things are speeding up for the Zerg. Swarmhost has had its health increase from 160 to from 120 to 160, and that's really good because if you guys recall, the casts I've been doing with Zerg, nobody has been using Swarmhost. They're just a very hard unit to use. They're very good, don't get me wrong, but the increase of health here for the actual Swarm Host, I think is going to make them a lot more viable. I still feel like the Swarm Host overlaps a little bit with the Broodlord. It's kind of a layer Broodlord, if you will, and I feel like maybe if it was just a lurker, it would be a lot better, because it would be, it wouldn't overlap with the Broodlord. Yeah, it would overlap with the Baneling a little bit in terms of being able to kill off biological units really quickly, but who cares? I don't know. That's just my take on it. Let's see here. A clump of mutas, a little bit harder now to kill off, a Storm Host because of that 160 HP. Now, here is the change that a lot of people have been wondering. What is Blizzard going to do with the Infestor, bro? The Infestor definitely has a little bit of a nerf, and this was a nerf that was incorporated from Wings of Liberty. If you guys recall, the fungal growth range is lowered, and the eggs of the infested Terrans are lowered as well from 100 to 70 HP, so they are susceptible to one psionic storm. Now, let's go ahead and see what happened in Heart of the Storm. Fungal growth is now a projectile. Let's go ahead and get that upgrade real quick first. Where is the infestation pit? There it is. Fungal growth, pathogen glands, make a couple more new infestors. These guys have more energy. So fungal growth is now a projectile. Let's see how this works out. So if I shoot a fungal, that's actually my own team unit. So it's a projectile that sprays out now. Now, how does that actually affect the mechanics of the game is what I'm wondering, because infestors, just because it's a projectile doesn't necessarily change much. It does mean that you can micro away from it because it has a cast time now, but it's pretty hard to, I think, dodge that. That seems to be pretty fast. But what about a Raven's PDD? Does that block the projectile from the fungal growth? That would be really interesting to see. So let's go ahead and research Corvid Reactor, increase the starting energy, make a couple new Ravens. They will have PDD momentarily, so we'll take a look at that in a few seconds. I would also like to see some of that awesome new Secret Missile action. That's so cool to see. I wonder if a PDD blocks another PDD, blocks a seeker missile. We should make some more Ravens to find out. So, oops.
Ready for dust off.
Raven, there we go. So R for Raven. Gets a little confusing sometimes with all these hotkeys. But we'll take a look at that in a second. We'll come back to it. By the way, guys, the Infestor's speed of the projectile is 10. The range has been reduced down to 8. The Infested Terran eggs no longer gain, or Infested Terrans no longer gain weapon and armor upgrades, and the egg health has dropped to 70. So those are changes that were incorporated from Wings of Liberty, and they added on additional nerfs as well to the Infestor. The Ultralisk Burrow Charge has been removed. No! Why would you do that? I really like the Burrow Charge. Obviously, I'm pretty Zerg biased here, guys, so I do apologize. But I do like the Burrow Charge, and I feel like now removing Burrow Charge makes them basically just a Brood War Ultralisk again. But, you know what? With Hydras having speed now, maybe that kind of helps Ultras a little bit in a way, because Ultra Hydra was a pretty good composition back in Brood War as well. So we'll see what the deal with that is. Damage changed from 15 plus 20 armor to 35 flat damage. That's actually really nice, because now the Ultras, well, basically, they still do the same amount of damage to armor, but they also do damage to infantry as well. So they do more damage to infantry, they do more damage to all types of units, and that kind of offsets the fact that they lost Burrow Charge, making them that much better against, say, something like, I don't know, a clump of Hydralisks. So let's just make a couple of Hydras here. More than that. And let's see what happens here. So Ultras against Hydras, who's going to win? Ultras actually doing a pretty good amount of damage now. That would never have happened before. And so yeah, Ultras, now that they do 35 flat damage, actually not too shabby. Don't forget they cleave as well, so that's pretty nice. And let's see, the Viper's health has been increased from 120 to 150. That is great, because Vipers are so fragile to use, and now with a little bit of a health boost, considering the cost of the Viper, man, they are really expensive. 100, 200, they could die very easily because they're just a kind of fragile air unit. Now they're a little bit more sturdy, I think, which is nice. So now they have a little bit of a health boost, 120 to 150. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at what I wanted to see. Does the Raven block the fungal growth? That is going to be so interesting. Let's see. PDD down, and let's say this Raven was just hanging out over here with another group of his Raven buddies, and a fungal growth decided to come in. Oh, it doesn't block it. It says that it blocks it, though. It says that it's supposed to block projectiles and missiles. All right, whatever. A little sad about that, but no big deal. But what I do want to see here is, what was I going to take a look at? Oh, yeah, Ravens versus Ravens. Also, was there anything else I wanted to see? Nope, that's about it. So let's just see what Ravens versus Ravens, what happens here. If we have a PDD here, and a PDD here, and a PDD here, and a PDD here. All right, both armies have 2 PDDs here. And I'm going to shoot out some Seeker missiles. So let's see what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, it doesn't block it. Uh-oh. Okay, so it doesn't block it. So the PDD does nothing against the Seeker missile. The Seeker missile is still deadly effective against that. And by the way, guys, I have no idea how you would micro away when you see something like this. You would have to have pretty quick reflexes. Look, I thought that was pretty quick there. That was about 2 seconds delay, but that was not fast enough. So that's going to be pretty tough to deal with. We'll see how that plays out in Heart of the Swarm. So anyways, those are the 3 race video changes. I hope you guys enjoyed. I do once again understand I am a day late, but I was out for the entire day, so I do apologize. I wanted to come out with a video as soon as possible, but if you guys have already seen the changes, then good for you. If you haven't seen it already, but you just wanted to watch me do it one more time, then awesome. That's really cool, and hope you guys enjoyed. I will have some Heart of the Swarm videos coming, hopefully, with the new patch. I'll try to get some pro games for you guys, and if you guys actually know any high-level players playing or that are playing on the new Heart of the Swarm patch and want their videos casted, go ahead and have them send it in to me at HDreplays@gmail.com. That includes people who are streaming that you guys might be watching, or you know, really top-level Masters players, whatever it may be. Have them send it in. And this is HD StarCraft. I'm signing out to the next video. See you guys.